Hello, and welcome back to Mirror Chunks, my Mirrored Extreme 1 chunk Iron Man accounts. Yes, 2 accounts, 1 in Old School and 1 in RuneScape 3. Last episode we continued to do forestry tasks in Old School RuneScape, which are bringing us closer to tasks we don't want to do, like thieving, and RuneScape 3 completed a handful of simple tasks in the new chunk. This episode will continue to just grind away at forestry and complete more of those simple tasks in RuneScape 3. Alrighty, there we go. Level 15 fishing. So now all we have to do is catch. There we go. Ryan anchovies. All right, that was fast. Task complete, and we have knocked out all of the little tasks except for 30 range. However, I don't feel like doing 30 range right now. Well, if we do 30 range, we'll do the spell wisps, and that would help us with our constitution and our prayer. Alrighty, you know what? I've convinced myself. I don't really have any ranged gear. Let's do ranged, I suppose. There is a yellow wizard. Last one before 99.
How do I look, yellow man?
You look like you're about to tell your friend
that you got 99 rune crafting. Nice. Level 99 rune crafting. Woo! We did it. We got 99. Look at that. 10 air runes per essence. A bunch of other crap I don't care about yet. But let's go ahead and teleport out of here. Convert those points. We'll have 54,000 rune span points, which means we still need 74, 75, 70,000? I don't remember what I was saying anymore. To get the last esteem level. But one thing we can do now that we're 99 is we can come open this rune chest. And that should give us 24,000 pieces of pure S. And that will give us Sedrador Stones, which is a chunk task achievement complete. Which means we only have 2 achievements left to do in this area. That's insane. That's 24,000. That's a lot of, that's a lot. Okay, so now where do we get the rune crafting cape from? I cannot afford the rune crafting cape. But we get it from the rune crafting guild. So let's see if we go to the rune crafting guild. I believe you give me the skill cape. 99K. All right, so we are about a quarter of the way to buying that cape. So we need to do that first, but we got plenty of time because we still need to get our magic to 99, our prayer to 50, our range to 30, and our wood cutting, fire making, and fletching to 90. We should be able to alch a bunch of the stuff that we're doing during the fletching grind, so that should at least help. I don't know if there's a store. Do I have access to a store that would buy that stuff? My guess is no. I don't think. I'll for 2K. All right, so we'll just once we get range to 30, we'll train magic on the Black Knight to get a bunch of the armor, and we'll high alch that, and that will get us the money that we need in order to buy that skill cape, because we're also going to have to buy the magic skill cape as well. So we'll technically need 200k. So we've got a bit to go, but it is nice that I am able to knock off a task, get that 99 rune crafting, and yeah, so hopefully we're all set. I'm going to continue to passively do rune crafting in the background, but I think what I'm going to do now is grind out the ranged to 30, just get that mithril out of the way, and we'll do some magic. Let's see, how far did that get us? 1,300 to go. Getting pretty close to finishing the non-RNG based forestry events, so that's pretty cool. Oh man, we're one away from being able to afford both the felling axe handle and the cape pouch, which are the last two non-RNG based items we need to get. So only one more bark, which means the next event that happens, guaranteed we get it. So then after that, all we need is the golden pheasant egg, fox whistle, and the petal garland, two of which could be a very long grind. All three of them could also just be done the next time that event shows up. So hopefully that's what we get. I doubt it though. That should be everything. It's 12,816. Alright, so let's grab, I think I need the oak logs. I'll grab the the willows just in case. I think it's just the oak logs though that I need. So we'll grab those. And then cape pouch. We buy one cape pouch. And then we buy the felling axe handle. Yes. Nice. So all we need left is this gold pheasant egg, which we can get through RNG. This fox whistle that we can get through RNG, and then the dryad stuff. I don't think there's anything else that we can buy besides these Sekitar blades, but there's, I think, yeah, it's like a smithing thing, so there's no, I don't think I can. So that's it. Those are the two things. Those are done. Alrighty. 2 tasks done. First couple of tasks done in a long time on this account. But now it's unfortunately just back to chopping and waiting for those specific events. Or 150,000 anima bark, whichever comes first. Nice. And just like that, we are 30 ranged, which means we have unlocked the ability to equip those mithril arrows. So let's just grab them really quick. And chunk task complete. 30 range, equip the mithril arrows. So now I want to talk about the map and some changes to the map, as well as some tasks over here. So I have done quite a bit of looking around this area, and despite all of the new changes to thieving and potential thieving grinds, there is not a single level 1 method to get my thieving up in this area. So the only level 1 pickpocketable place would be man or women, but none of the men or women in Draenor are pickpocketable. So the only thing I can eventually pickpocket or steal from is the market stall and the seed stall. I don't know what level the market stall is, but either way, it's not level 1, so it doesn't really matter. I don't actually see it in this list. I think I might be dumb. I guess I could just go click on it and see what level it requires. 22. Okay. And then the seed stall, I think, is 27. Yeah. So, and I don't think there's a farmer in here besides the master farmer, which I know is 38. A regular farmer would be 10. But yeah, so there's no way for me to get any thieving experience unless there's somehow men or women over here that I didn't think about. Which I don't think there are. My chunk ends around here. I think it goes up to here. It goes right to the edge of the fence here. So there's no men or women over here that I can pickpocket from. There's no men or women over here that I can pickpocket from. So I'm relegated to no thieving until I think Draenor North. I don't even know. I don't think there's men or women up there that can be pickpocketed either. So it might have to be Port Sarum or Lumbridge. I think it's Lumbridge. There's the closest pickpocket spot. So we are not on a thieving grind until post then. The other thing I wanted to talk about is the map. So a couple of changes since the last time we saw it. I have added 4 and 5 here. So the south part of the Wizard's Tower and this little west part of the Wizard's Tower island. So in the 4th section, there's actually a clue step there. So it is technically something that I unlock. I don't think I have, I think it's an easy clue step maybe that's there, but there is a clue step there. So there is actually stuff to unlock in this chunk. It is not a nothing chunk. 5, ever since the chunk picker updated so that you can unlock subsections of the map. 5 is technically a rollable chunk, just this west end. It is a free chunk because everything that I can do in this chunk at the moment is everything that I can do in the Wizard's Tower chunk with the Spell Wisps. So there's not too much to do there, but I did add them on the chunk as well. So those are now new quote unquote rollable chunks. If I get 4 or 5, they're both essentially nothing chunks and I can roll again. So that is good, but I just wanted to put that out there. And since we're here, I can check this off. Yay! So I think what we'll do now is just some more magic and prayer. Try to get that 99k so that we can get that our 99 runecrafting cape. Work towards grinding out some of these levels to 99. Nice. And with that kill, we now have enough money to go get our runecrafting cape. We also hit 37 prayer and 47 constitution. We are now 1 constitution level away from being able to get the full healing from a lobster, which is the only constitution related task that I have. Trade you. Rune crafting cape. There we go. We have the rune crafting cape. Let's go ahead and put that on. Look at that. Kind of like it better with the Master Runecrafter hat. This kind of looks slick. But we did it! Runecrafting cape. Woo! Yay! So what I want to do now is I want to just quickly grind out a couple of more magic levels. I'm going to do some testing. So I already know how much experience per hour I can get at these spell wisps over here. I think with this staff, it's about 700 hours from where I was. Yeah, so we have about 600 hours with this staff, and then depending on how many air runes we have, we are not limited by how fast we can kill the spell wisps with the greater runic staff or the runic staff, whichever one I have. That gives us down to about a 200-hour grind. I was killing the Black Knight over here for money because of all of his alchable drops, but I think it's only about 70 experience per kill, and that's only if I use a curse first. I think he gives about 55 experience per kill. It does take me quite a bit to kill him. I haven't done the actual math to figure it out. I want to see how the zombies and skeletons in the sewers do. See if they're any faster or slower than the spell wisps. Because if they're faster, cool. If they're not faster, I'll just go back to spell wisps for a couple 100 hours. Okay, so the zombies skeletons mix here down in the sewers is overall, I believe, less experience per hour than the spell wisps, but they drop more useful things than the spell wisps do. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stay in the sewers and tackle these guys to get my magic experience, just because I will eventually need herb lore. They drop roughly the same runes. It's not as many runes as the spell wisps, but I mean that's kind of the entire point of the spell wisps. But they drop the herbs, they drop ranged equipment, and they drop fishing bait, which I can use for the cooking grind that I have to do here. So just gonna go ahead and stay down here and get the kills. It's not too much of a difference. It looks like 100 extra hours, but the amount of time that collecting this other stuff is gonna save me kind of makes up for it, evens out. Just missed it, but I just hit 48 constitution, which means that Now we get the full healing from a lobster. Heals 1200. All right. Boom. I will count that as the task being complete. And just like that, another handful of tasks completed, this time on both accounts. It might be a bit before episode 10 as Christmas is right around the corner, and I really want to get 105 runecrafting done for it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.